you're building a developer product, you're marketing the developers, but you're struggling to find where to distribute your content because you know that creating content without distributing it correctly is just going to have the content gathering dust, and it's eventually not useful. In this video, I'm going to share some of the top channels I think you should be distributing content to, or you should be working with if you're looking to reach developers. You're creating content for developers, or you're just looking to help developers and market to developers. On the top of my list, I do have Reddit. Reddit is a gold mine. We've seen a lot of success at Hackmamba when we've genuinely engaged with developers on Reddit. So certain subreddits are a gold mine. Go on Reddit depending on your niche and find the relevant subreddits, from our DevOps to our SaaS, our databases. These subreddits, genuinely, again, engaging in the comments, that's a gold mine. And occasionally posting about the problem, or I'd say a provider agnostic solution, right? Reddit is very anti-self-promotion. So it's a good spot to talk about a solution that anyone can implement without using your product. Obviously, there are ways around this, but you'd have to be pretty smart with it. Up next is X, formerly known as Twitter. Today, the news breaks on X. If you're a developer, you know that if there's anything within AI and ML, if there's anything within DevOps and ML, you're going to hear it on Twitter first if it's going to go mainstream. So that's one place you should be creating content, at least distributing content for developers. It's a channel you should be present on. Up next, we have GitHub. GitHub repositories, especially for open source projects, are a gold mine. A lot of products have found success just by being on GitHub, being in the issues, being in the comments. So this is one place to look at. GitHub has a trending list that actually directs traffic to a lot of products, for instance. So do check that out. Next up on my list is Hacker News. Hacker News, you could get lucky, to be frank, on Hacker News, but Hacker News has a lot of depth. So if you build something that is great and you put it on Hacker News, you're most likely going to get traction. It could be a feature or just a standalone product. Up next is daily.dev. This is also a great platform where developers go on to see what's latest. People put up posts. Dev.to also, if you're creating blog content. I personally like dev.to due to the SEO juice that they offer. If you're just starting out and your website doesn't have a good topical authority, or the SEO isn't great yet, dev.to is somewhere you can already publish content and backlink to your website to get that traffic going. If you're creating content that transcends the tactical bits of software development, so you're creating about content around architecture decisions, case studies around how a large migration was completed, Substack is also a place to consider. If you're writing more philosophical tech content and you're looking to reach that audience, Substack is also a place to go. Substack is great for longer form content, whereas some of these other channels can be good for short or long form content. So far, I've just talked about the channels that are free. Past the free channels, which are great for compounding, you can just get right into it and start to build an audience, which personally I recommend is get started on one of these, pick a channel and just go ham there. There are also other channels that you can use as a developer marketer. There are various newsletters out there that actually do great, but they do cost a lot of money. So we're looking at anything from TLDR newsletter to the dev.to publications. There are a lot of them out there. Once you get on Substack as well, you can find some of these paid newsletters and you can get in. It's important that when evaluating newsletters that you look at, obviously, the audience first, the open rates, and also the frequency. If a newsletter is publishing new editions daily, and kind of not really interested, and also we don't see that those convert well if you have to pay a really large amount for a daily publication. Secondly, partnerships do work. These are other channels that you can explore. This could also be creator partnerships, for instance. So a popular creator out there, you could pay them to genuinely try out your product. The ecosystem strongly abhors paid ads that aren't disclosed. So that's something to note when looking at sponsorships as well, is you want to be upfront and you want to be as ethical as possible with partnerships. Next up, we have events. Events are a great place to conduct developer marketing or reach developers as well. If you have the budget, go out to your local meetups, explore some of the regional conferences, and in some cases, try to do 1 or 2 international conferences. This is an opportunity for you to get first-hand feedback from developers. And frankly, if you can afford it, likely get a booth, have 1 or 2 developer advocates work in the booth, but this definitely does cost money, but you get a lot of face time with potential users. There are other sponsored publications like blogs, like the News Stack, that let you publish content on your platform for a fee. These are the channels that mostly are paid. You can also submit your content for free, and if it's great, they could publish it also. They get you a lot of traffic and they're great for distribution. Once you've made your pick, you can go on Bookie, create a channel strategy as a plan, and start executing on the individual strategies. There are other channels that folks have tried, like TikTok. The chances of doing great there are pretty slim due to the audience, and not just the audience, the conversion path to your product is pretty rough. There's a lot of friction there, but you can try TikTok if you're creating a consumer product that has the room for, I'd say, some mass adoption. LinkedIn is also a channel that's, worthy of note, but you'd most likely find engineering managers and senior engineering leaders on LinkedIn. So folks that we kind of call citizen developers that aren't in active development. But if you're looking for the everyday developer that's going to be actively coding, you're less likely to find them hanging out on LinkedIn, except maybe they're looking for a job. So yeah, that's my list, and I hope this is helpful to you as you look to reach developers where they are. Cheers.